Hey, everybody. We had someone ask about thickness. They expressed the fear of giving your opponent thickness as they don't know how to invade, approach, this sort of thing. So I put together some examples, and we're going to have a look. You'll see on the move tree down there, there's 3 examples. Here we go. This is random KGS game. I think it was a couple of 1Qs, if I remember right. We're not going to look at the details of the game, but we're going to get to a position here. Lots of mistakes, but we're not looking at those. Okay. So here we ask, does white have thickness? And as is usual, the answer is yes and no. It's always, well, sometimes it's just yes and sometimes it's just no. But point being that in this little area, there's a very small area next to white that's quite thick. But as a whole, white has no eyes, and white's behind enemy lines. There are problems here. This being the case, black might choose to attack now or soon with some move that looks awfully close to thickness, but since white's weak, we're allowed to get closer. That hopefully gives you some definition. We're going to see some more stuff here. Again, we're not looking at mistakes. Okay, here. The question arises, is black thick? Yes. What makes us think that? First, there's a cut here, but there's no cut here. We can ladder it, we can net it. There's just no significance. Okay. Well, what about the peep? This is another way to abuse that weakness. Black can say, go ahead and cut me, I don't care. Well, sounding like black's pretty strong here. Matter of fact, black could just walk away, and white's cut doesn't have a lot of meaning. So we're defining what is thickness. Not if there's a peep or a cut, but if it's significant, it's not thick. If it is significant, he is thick. So how many weaknesses does my wall have? Or my position have? Okay, we have a little more to look at here. I think. Let me check just a second. This is this one. And yeah, there's some more to look at. We're over here. And we're not looking at are they good moves or not. Okay, here. A moment ago, we said that black was thick. Notice white's playing near thickness. But white has the right to play near thickness because white can't get cut. White's assuming his group is fine, and let's just make that assumption so we don't have to think about a lot of stuff. If that's true, then black has become less thick. Maybe we should say that white is strong enough to be playing near thickness if he has a reason to, which in this case he does. He's attacking the black group. And we keep going. White plays extremely near thickness. And all of a sudden, we can start to say black's cut is picking up, it's becoming significant. Well, if that cut, and let me mark it so we're all on the same page. So it used to be the A cut was insignificant. Black could ignore it. This is no longer the case. Now the cut is going to separate a couple black groups that could become weak. So black's thickness has now become not thick. So I think we're starting to develop better and better understanding of what is thick. Okay. Now let's go to example 2. This is me playing someone, I don't recall who, 3-stone game. This one. Again, I don't want to give a lot of specifics, but I can't help it on this position. Let's go through the Joseki. We all know this part. And now black has many options how to proceed. This is a valid option. White makes shape, and now black has to play here. It's a double sente. It makes black, dare I say, thick. In sente, white's going to want to extend or come up, or here's the extension. White needs to do something, and black has a solid, thick shape. Black plays a big move. White gets virtual life in sente. So this move is very necessary. Now, let's go through this one more time. There's 3 things we're looking at. The C stone, what's its value? Well, it's playing in a big area, but once the A-B exchange has happened, it's not bothering white at all. So it's not an attack. It's not a defense because black had nothing to defend. And there's lots of invasion points around D, so he's not taking points. As a matter of fact, C could turn into a weak group. So the white A, extremely large. Black C, not big at all, because it's in a big area, but it's not doing anything. It can turn into a bad move. Okay, forward. We do the same thing over here. And now we have one of these symmetrical shapes. I've been playing the 3-3 consistently to learn a bunch of stuff about it. I think in a real game, I'd probably play A or B. I don't know. But we go this way. You can see what's developing here. We do it again, still symmetrical. And now we ask, is black thick? His A situation. Let's actually ask it here. Is black thick around A? No. How come? There's a cut there that is significant. It can be cut right now if white chooses to. It's a weakness, not a thickness. And black's not finished yet, so black finishes. Now we ask, is black thick? Yeah. Let's test out our theory. First, we can catch this in a net, so that's not a problem. If white peeps instead, the other method of abusing, I see no weak black groups. So far, black's like not weak at all. How about ignoring? I'll just put it here. White cuts. I is not too concerned. I think black's going to do just fine here. I'm not saying black's about to ignore, but black will survive the situation without I don't see any problems. So we can say at this point that black is thick on the top and on the bottom because his weaknesses are not weaknesses. Ooh, his weaknesses are not weaknesses. Okay, moving forward. We do not want to get too close to thickness. I chose this spot. Let's play one closer. And now look, is it hard to get out? We can't get out to the right, up, or down, only to the left. This one gets cut. This one didn't get out. It's hard to get out. This is pretty much how we judge. We all know the line from here down to here, and notice white's on the left side of it. Dangerous. I play here. Let's try the same scenario. Notice we're missing, as we go straight up, we miss the blackstone. That's kind of a key. If you run into the blackstone, you're not getting out. If you run past it, you are getting out. That's the general idea. So that's why I chose this spot. He plays here. I run away. I have Sente. It's now harder to run to the left. I'm not saying that black just took away one of my options for health, but I would really like to deal with this whole black area on my right. And I now have the right to do that. Contact. I now developed a nice, strong little area. Okay. I spend a moment over here. We won't talk about the details. Okay. I have Sente. I'm claiming I'm okay on top and on the left because I'm out. Now, time to deal with either Area 1 or Area 2. Notice I'm closer to Area 2 and stronger in Area 2. So I have the right to do the shoulder hit. It's not too deep because I'm right there. Okay, on in. Okay, he's thinking he's attacking me. I'm thinking he's not because he gave me such strength that allows me to come down. Notice black's thickness on the right. This whole A structure is now I can't cut, but the peep, he can't let, if I peep, it's absolute Sente because he'll die. So his thickness is becoming less thick. He defends it, not a terrible idea. Okay, I think it's now, we'll see in a moment. I didn't memorize the game. White's A group used to be solid enough to approach close to my B stone. The shoulder hit was close to me. Now my entire A is not only strong locally, it's virtually alive because I have extra shape underneath. I'm much stronger. I now feel, oh, I did an attack first. Just a moment. Let's finish the attack. Now I feel strong enough to do on top. Notice if black starts chasing me this way, my A group, which I will now mark, I'm not feeling hurt because I'm virtually alive. Okay. Comes here. We do our business. I get out. I come down. Notice all his thickness from early on. He had this huge, massive wall. It's all gone. And I patiently, one step at a time, got closer. So I wasn't afraid to give him grandiose thickness. Well, I don't want to say I wasn't afraid. 6 stones is a huge, massive handicap. I think, yeah, that's it on this game. Okay. Now, going back to the beginning, I forget where I was, so I'm going step by step here. Okay, so we're on this one. Now we go here. Another game 6-stone game I was involved in. And now we get to ask about thickness. We see the A thickness. Is it thick? Yes, there's 0 cuts. So completely, literally, you can't get thicker than that. Okay. Usually in this spot, white will come up because black had that move in sente. So it's usually a double sente. Let's make it the double sente. So let's say it looks this way, which it doesn't, but let's say it does. This is now a double sente move that black should have played without question. So I play it, and now his thick wall, is that a thick wall? Yes, it is. 0 cuts. I can't hurt it. I can't get around it. Now it's behind enemy lines. Give that a quick definition. I can draw a straight edge here. He is behind the line that I can start moving on. We're not saying he can't get out if I play next. We're saying he is now behind me. But in the game, if I come up, he's not behind me. He's out all the way to the 1 stone. I want that to be an A stone. I hate that. So I can't surround him. As a matter of fact, what I'm doing is playing right next to thickness. Complete waste of time to play next to thickness that you can't bother. So to me, this is a very unusual spot in that this move I would make in an instant. Don't make it in this case. Okay, we continue. Notice black is creating thickness. Little detail here. We often play this move. But if black just plays away, I'll put it somewhere. I'll just put it here. The Hane, look at the top. It's a really uninteresting area. It's hard to grow well. Black can play this at any time, threaten to kill. The top just isn't big or interesting. So black doesn't mind if I Hane up. Usually, black will play here in a heartbeat. But on this board, that's not good for white to press. Also, if we allow black to get it, the top's not that big. I'm already there. Okay, so that's a detail that we don't need to go into, but I went into it because I can't help myself. Okay. Is black thick? Is his A wall thick? Yeah. If I cut, it's a ladder and a net, so very strong. If I peep, he doesn't have to respond. He can just respond in some other way. He's going to want, actually, he doesn't need to respond at all. Just get out. Now, yeah, black's becoming a little weak, so it's slightly thin. I guess we could say that. But yeah, it's thick. And even more than that, it's an area that white has a very difficult time in. So how close can I get to this safely? It's about as close as I can come. Okay, plays here for some reason. He's a single-digit Q, but this is still a bad move. We won't go into any more details here. I get my shape. He fixes that up. He's leaving cuts. My group is not alive yet. Let's look at, make sure we all see that. Not alive. It's only one eye. Now that's important to me. So I cut here rather than trying to attack on a large scale somehow. No, just this will kill something. So I'm very happy to pick up the stone. Makes me from not quite alive to absolutely alive. So we like that. Black fixes. And now we take a look at his whole A structure. Is black thick? No. I could never define this as thick. Now, I've had real arguments with top professionals on definitions in Go. And I've found that even professional nine dans, you're going to hate me for saying this, they don't define things well. They define them as through their experience. When you get closer and closer to the definition, they go, well, of course that's true. Of course it's not actually thick. But contextually, in this situation, you can't do anything about it. Yeah, but they're thin spots you'll get later. Well, yeah, because they're thin there. So definitions in general are difficult. So why am I saying that his entire A structure there is thin? Because it's got a peep, two cuts, another cut, another cut. That's a lot of weakness. We can even add that one. That's 5 or 6 weaknesses in his area. Well, I can't do anything about that right now, but they all die. The whole thing gets torn apart because I see the weaknesses and aim for the weaknesses. Okay, so that was some monologues about definitions. Okay. Not thick, but there's a lot you can do with it. I figure now is the time for this safe move so that he doesn't start this stuff. That's getting real hard, right? So start with step 1. Well, why not just start coming in? Because again, he's got this, and now I have a weak stone that, yeah, it's my move, but I'm not doing anything. So you start with, it's just one obvious move after another. Yep, that's the pattern you have to follow. So I take that move, he comes here, I have Sente. His structures in area 1 haven't changed, they're still weak. He is starting to grow area 1. This is true, but there's quite a gap between A and B. That's the A and B needs to come together to surround area 1. That's a lot of work for him to do right now. So I don't feel a rush. I start this. Okay, we have a new A and B. He can start making that wall together pretty quick. Matter of fact, one move, if I don't do anything about it, that looks like a pretty big area that I'm not going to mess with at all. So I figure now I need to come in. How deep can you come in? Well, the A and B, of course, draw that line. I'm supposed to play on that line, not one to the right. Okay, let me take those triangles away. I'm guessing you all know that line. Pretty much everyone knows about that. Okay, where? Let's start with A. For what? There's nothing going on there. That's completely. I have no help. How about this A? Oh, I have a strong white to the left of me, and I'm playing near one of his gaps that has significance. So we have a reason to play here. Okay. Time to defend my lone stone. Shall I run to the right? No. He's not exactly thick there, but I am not prepared to do any fighting there whatsoever. Too many, I can't get out. How about down? That's this direction. Nope, runs right into black. Nothing to do there. So start running home. There's lots to do there. Black's got a lot of cuts. I have a home. So we go in that direction. Fix my cut. Get my Atari in. And fix. So something I can work with. Okay. Time to defend. Shall I run to the right? No. Up. nowhere to run. So we're going to run down, but he has a lonely stone. Check out his stone, his A stone, and catch this perspective that in a very local sense, it's 6-on-1 in my favor. In a global sense, oh, I'm going to attack that stone on a large scale. No, that's globally, he is way ahead, right? Way ahead. But locally, 6-1 in my favor. So I have the right to fight in a very local way. I see a snapback shape coming up. I love getting this move in. Can't be cut. And I'm getting action towards his weaknesses. Make my shape. And he starts the surround. I know that if I run out towards A, my B stone's just going to die. Okay, well, yeah, I can get out, but my B stone dies. But instead, if I go this way, I'm using all my stones, cutting off his one weak stone a day. There's something of an equality there. He has some stones nearby. I have some stones nearby. Some of mine are thick. Some of his on the right are thick. There's some equity. I have the right to do something. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. I capture the stone in the net. That worked out great. Very happy about it. If he was 6-on, it wouldn't have gone that well, let me tell you. Thank goodness he's not all that strong. Okay. Something to notice now that we got this far. He has a cut here. He's got a knight's move there. He's got a knight's move there. And his entire group is surrounded. Now, this is an overstatement. No, we're not about to do anything. But this is where we notice and start aiming, start planning. Planning's too strong a word. We notice it. And at the right time, we go in that direction. We'll see this happen. He does all that. Comes down. Right away. Yeah, I can live there. But it's going to be tiny. It's not going to be points. It's going to be under his control. I have no desire to do that. So what do I do instead? Well, I would love to take his corner away and give him at least part, like the 2 stones. I take the corner. He takes the 2 stones. Let's talk about that just a little bit. Here. Is his A group in any trouble? No. White's the one in trouble. Black can live, black can attack, black can escape. Okay. So if he captures the A stones, did it help him live? No, he was already alive. Did it help him do what? Well, it's only the 2 stones which he doesn't have. He needs 2 more moves to capture them. But I get the whole corner. I take his points, get my own points. So you see why I make this choice. This move almost takes the corner. It doesn't take it. Generally speaking, we treat the in-game, the corner as in-game now. It's going to be small. But now that it's small, I go back and let him have a small corner. Let him play 2 moves in the corner, which he does, and he shouldn't be doing it. He played 2 moves to take the corner that was his anyway, not quite his. So I'm very happy to make that exchange again. So you see these exchanges flip-flop back and forth. I come in over here. This terrible way, terrible move. Oh gosh, horrible. I go for my life. Okay. His whole A structure, is it thick? No. He's got so many cuts. 1, 2, 3. Knights move at 4. Big gap here. A lot of things. This is not a strong situation. It's a million black to no white. So I'm not have no plans of doing anything now, but it's not thick, and I have every intention of messing with it. Just matter of fact, I'm drooling over it. Okay, we continue. Notice black just got strength there. Oh, then I better respect that and make sure I'm strong there. Okay. Boom. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, that threatens to kill my corner. Live. That threatens to kill his stones. He lives. But it doesn't threaten my life because I already got life earlier by capturing that square stone. A square stone? No, circle stone with a square on it. Okay. This move. Now this is supposed to be about thickness, and I'm talking a lot about details, but bear with me. Okay. His last move did not attack my A group, so I didn't threaten my A group because I'm already live, so that's not an issue. And he did not come at my B group. My B group is not yet alive, but he didn't attack me. Okay, so I have the freedom to do something more than just live. If he played after me, I'm going to be, okay, how do I live? How do I live? But I have the freedom now to do something more. I know I'm cut, but he has his own weaknesses, so I'm putting in the Aji. He goes to cut me. Okay. You see it coming. You see it's a beautiful little sequence. I was very happy about it. Ooh, I threatened to kill. I come out. So yes, I got cut, but now he has even more weaknesses. Okay. I go for some life. It's a ko for life. And that doesn't bother me because he's got so many weaknesses. I have internal co-threats. He thinks he sees a kill, which generally it would be, except that this move, when I end the ko by capturing, I threaten a second eye in his area, which actually bothers his whole group. He has to come back, and then I get my 2 eyes. Now, he thinks you don't have 2 eyes yet. This is like, no, it doesn't. It doesn't work. I'm just alive. So he passes. It's nothing. So with my free move, I'm prepared now. I start doing all the Aji. And this is meant to show you that a whole bunch of stones does not mean thick. It's all about, can you do something? And yes, I can. He plays away. I start this. I'm about to start in on all his weaknesses. Have I read out what's going to happen? All the things that might happen? No. But with a little bit of reading, you go, well, this direction of play, I had sort of planned on playing A next, but I couldn't read out if it was going to work or not. I thought, this is so juicy. So at this point, I read it out again. Oh, it doesn't work. You mean I don't get anything for my troubles? I got, a little despondent. Oh, I was so sure. But wait a minute, don't give up. Oh, so if I play this way first, then I get to capture the stones. So he gets no points in here. I get more Aji, all in Sente. Well, wasn't that nice? Get all that done in Sente. Okay, we have a little more to do here. I have Sente, so I connect under really big. And as I do, he has another severe weakness. He is not thick. I don't plan on coming very close yet because he outclasses me. A million black to one little white at B. No, not yet. He does this stuff. We do this stuff. I fix Incente. I live. He fixes his weakness. I start. Remember, his whole A structure used to be amazingly strong. Then I got closer. Then I got closer. He's has some weaknesses here. I start in, and he hasn't reassessed. He's thinking, oh, I was so strong, not I am so strong. So he starts attacking me, thinking, I can mess with this guy's eyes. This guy doesn't have two eyes yet. I'm going to kill him. Well, first, remember that snapback shape? Well, there it is, snapback. And there's my second eye. If I choose, which I don't, I say, well, he's not, I'll just go this way. He can't cut me because I'll kill him. And then as he's about to play, that's when I'm doing my reading, right? And I'm reading up my next move. It looks good. Next reading, I think I can do it. Next reading, it looks really good. Next reading, it kills him. You kind of spin through the sequences and you get further and more familiar with the sequence. And pretty soon you can get really close to the end, because the actual end, we almost never get to the actual end. We get halfway and it's like, oh, this seems so obviously clear in my direction. Sorry, fix on this side and come in for the kill. Come in for the kill. Connect under. He's dead. He tries to kill me. Little reading says, I have a whole move here. I'll just kill this group too. No problem. There's a couple ways to end it. I ended it this way with Atari. The entire left dies. Remember that left that was so thick and so strong, but the closer you get to it, with stronger and stronger situations, it falls apart. Now we're still not done because we have that center thickness that's going to get dealt with. Here I come. Where shall I start? Shall I start being really aggressive? Well, maybe, but that's complex. And at this point in the game, I don't need complexity, just one thing at a time. Little reading. I can play this without a problem. He's like, no, you can't. He's like, I'm losing the game. I need to do something. Well, I can. He saves. Boom. Notice I'm close now. Closer, closer. There it is. He has to resign because, if he saves here, this dies and it all collapses. Okay, so we saw many examples in this game of what is thickness, what is not thickness. Tons of black stones, but not thick. Then we saw tons of black stones extremely thick, but as time goes by and you get closer and closer with a strong position, all of a sudden his thickness becomes weakness. So hopefully in this long, involved video, you got some definitions and how to deal with things. Okay, everybody, thanks for your patience. See you all next time.